Hello, welcome to Blindpomegranatetarot. How are you guys today? I hope you're doing good. Well, if you're new here, I don't know how you found us, but I'm glad you're here. Welcome. And if you're not new here, hi guys. How have you been? I'm really looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be interesting. I've never quite done one like this before. So what are we doing? Well, we've been doing it Wanderlust all week with our daily tarot. So we're going to extend the fun and we're going to do a past life Wanderlust. Meaning, where did you live in your past life? And what did you learn from living in that place? So it's not going to be necessarily you and who you were and that sort of thing, but it's going to be what you learned from the place you lived. Okay, so I've done 7 piles here, so we've got quite a bit of information. And this way you can really pick just the right place, because of course all of us have lived many lifetimes, and so we're going to pick the one, hopefully going to pick the one that meant something significant to you and that taught you a lot. Okay, so have you ever had that feeling of a place you've never been to it, but you're like, I just feel connected there, I just feel so much like I need to go there one day, I need to be a part of that? Maybe very well that you lived there in a past life and it was significant to you. So that's what we're going to delve into. So like I said, we've got 7 piles here. It's a lot of information to squeeze into this camera frame. So you can see that I have no crystals on anything here. We're going to go straight into our lapis lazuli and we're going to use that to channel in past life messages. Now, is it necessarily going to be your life? This is going to be a life, okay? This is going to be a place. But it could very well and should, if you're tuned into this and you're here, obviously it means something for you, that you will find the place that you've been before. So we're really kind of pinpointing here. This is why I'm so excited about this, because I think we can really learn a lot about ourselves today. So how do I pick? Well, if you're clairvoyant, maybe you're seeing something, feeling something, or hearing something. Maybe you can see auras. Maybe you can even see one of the piles vibrating and moving, shifting even, that sort of thing. Check the timestamps down below. They will have numbers in them. Maybe those mean something to you. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 means something to you. In fact, let's run through that. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, pile 6, and pile 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to pop into meditation. You can sit back into your intuition, listen to the meditation, and then ask your higher self which one is right for me. I do this sometimes with other readers because I love to watch other readers too. I will go into meditation and ask them, hey, tell me which one to pick. And usually I'll hear something or I will visualize them tell me which pile is right for me. So why don't you try that with me? Say, hey, Christine, which one should I pick? Tell me. And you never know, I might just pop in. So give that a try too. Otherwise, I will see you at your pile. Now, if you're drawn to more than one, go to more than one, because most likely you've lived in many places and had many experiences. Okay, so I'll see you guys there. Bye. Let's begin. Sit or lay in a comfortable position. Now imagine yourself sitting on a dock over the ocean in a comfortable chair, feet dangling in the water. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for 2, and out your mouth for 3. Now, close your eyes. Starting from the top of your head and working our way down, relax your forehead, relax your eyes, release your jaw, drop your tongue from the top of your mouth, and breathe. Deep breath in and out, and relax. Now we hold most of our attention in our neck and our shoulders, so we're going to release our shoulders and let them drop, and breathe. Now, let your arms hang free, soft in your lap, and breathe. Now focusing on your heart space. Release your chest, breathe softly, and relax. Now your stomach, release any tension, and just let go and relax. Deep breath in, feel your belly rise, and softly and slowly release down. Now your hips. Breathe in, relax, and your legs, and your knees, all the way to the palms of your feet. Breathe in and out. Remember, peace is your natural state of being. Check during the day, see where you're holding in tension. Release it. Breathe in deep. Breathe out slowly. And relax. Now, sit back into your intuition and ask it, what is right for me? And relax. Breathe in. And breathe out slowly. And relax. Hello, group one. So you got Tarmina. So I'm going to read this card to you, okay? It says, I do not resist change. Change can be a creative force. I can build upon my strengths. Now, where is this located? This is on the Isle of Sicily in Italy. It's a very old city that went through many, many changes. Okay, so that's where the change comes from. It switched hands from Roman to Norman to Spanish to Arabic hands over and over and over again. The Isle of Sicily changed quite a bit. But during that time, it also flourished in the arts, and so that's where the creativity part comes in. So that's really cool. So perhaps maybe you spent a little time there in a past life. I think that might very well be, because there were such a huge number of different kinds of peoples and backgrounds and even religious beliefs. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. So let's see what we have. We have a couple of tarot and then a couple more oracle cards, and let's see what it can tell us about what you learned when you lived there. So we're going to start here. We have the Two of Pentacles. Very nice. Okay. Cooperation. Yeah. Financial cooperation too, but it can be creative as well. And we have, the Daughter of Pentacles. Okay. So this was a pretty young energy, but a practical one. Okay. She was very, hang on a second, guys. Okay. What am I hearing? She received a lot of education in the ways of home, and okay, so she was very much taught how to mother, how to share. I'm hearing share, how to. She was educated on how to be domestic, I guess, for a lack of better words. That's interesting. Okay, let me keep going, okay? Because there's always a story, as you guys know. Okay, and then we got coming to life. Okay, coming to life. And your last card from Soul's Journey, you got the Death card. Now, hang on, let me read that to you before you worry about that. It's nothing to worry about. It says, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So the same as with the tarot, the Death card just means the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So let me see what I'm hearing about her. This is a feminine energy that I'm tapping into, but that doesn't mean anything for you, okay? Because this is a past life, right? This could be either or, but this is a feminine energy for sure that I'm tapping into. And it's someone who definitely lived in this place, okay, that flourished. Bear with me, guys. I'm listening to what they're telling me, what she's telling me. Let me tap into her, okay? Just have to hang on there with me. Yeah, that's how she was brought up. She was brought up to be, I heard companion. Companion, you've got the two here, the Two of Pentacles. Wife, mother, founder, family, foundation. But something shifted. Something shifted and things changed from what she was taught. Oh, so it may very well be that she lived during a time of transition between all of these different types of groups that conquered this land. Okay, so she learned how to, her education, that's what it is. Okay, her education helped her to work in, yes, work together with other different groups of people so that she flourished in this. So what she learned was that even when there is a shift in your life, okay, oh, my stomach hurts. Why does my stomach hurt? I think that her life was full of turmoil, but she managed very well because of how she was brought up to be the foundation of her family, how she was brought up, how she was educated, that when things changed, right? The Death card here. When things changed, and it happened quite a bit at Taormina, it happened a lot, okay? That she was, because of her education, she was easily adapted to it, okay? And she blossomed in every change and in every shift. It was very stressful. I can see that. I can feel that even. That may be where my stomach hurting is coming from. This may have been very tumultuous for her, but it switched, it changed, it moved a lot. And she was able, through her education of how she was brought up, to be this matriarchal type of a wife and mother, which, let me see if I can get a time frame. I'll keep trying, okay? That she was able to, oh my gosh, I feel sick to my stomach. Oh my goodness. Why? Oftentimes when I do a reading, a past life reading, it's always, when you're tapping into a past life, it's always the last day of their life, okay? So this may be her reflecting back, and this may have something to do with how she passed, okay? Let me kind of catch my breath for a second, guys, because I really almost got sick there for a second. Wow. I think this is her reflecting back on it and saying, you know, this is, I was able to adapt. I was able to grow my family. We were able to be successful and strong through all the changes, through everything that came and went, through everything that was created and destroyed, that every time that happened, because of who I was, because of how I was educated, I was able to bring us back from that. And we flourished. My family flourished and continued on through all of the changes, through all of the different ruling groups, I think is the best way to say that. Trying to feel, I get a very strong sense of Greek, so it may very well be that that's what she was, living in Sicily at the time, or living in Taormina, which is Sicily now. So I feel very, very strongly to the Greek aspect here. So that may mean something to you. I think that she passed from something to do with her stomach for sure. That's why I'm feeling so sick. But that is the lesson that she learned. She learned through all of the changes, through all of the death and rebirth, basically, of Tormina, of Sicily in general too, that she learned how to adapt, and that it became her strength. Her ability to do this became her strength. And she really did become the matriarch of her family, and she passed on that knowledge to her own family. And it was carried on and on. That's very interesting. Wow. When I do these readings, I never know where they're going to go. And they always amaze me who these people were and what their very unique stories are, and what they learned, and how they can pass that information on, or how you can carry it through next lifetimes and on and on. It's very cool. Wow. Well, I hope that resonated for you. I hope that felt right for you. I think that was a very, very interesting one. Very unique. I've never actually done a past life like this before. I think we'll have to try this again. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I get to see you next time. Bye, guys. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. So remember, we are doing Wanderlust this week, and we're going to see in a past life where you lived and what you learned from that. So you guys chose Lake, I'm going to butcher this, Baikal. Okay, I think that's how it's said, but we'll see. So let me read the card to you, okay? It says, I can be independent and successful. I can be alone and not lonely. Being different can be a source of power. There is magic in the world, and I can perceive it. So I love that. So where is this? This is in Russia. So it probably very well be that you came from Russia. It doesn't necessarily mean that you came from this lake region, but it could be that you very well came from Russia. So what is this lake? This is the largest freshwater source on Earth. Something I did not know until I read about it. It's very cool. And of course, it's in the far north near Siberia, so that's makes perfect sense, right? Lots of snow there, lots of melt off, but it's very, very deep, and it's very, very large. Okay, so we have a couple of tarot cards and then a couple of more oracle cards, so we'll run through those, okay, and see what this lifetime has to tell you. I'm going to get all this a little bit out of the way here. There we go. And for your first tarot card, okay, it is in reverse. Yes, it is the Six of Wands in reverse. Okay. Okay, and for your second tarot card, you got the Four of Cups. Okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, let's try and fit all this in here so everybody can see it. Okay. Okay. I think that you felt that this felt lacking. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to move on to your oracles, because this may help us quite a bit. As you know, it's always a story. It tells us everything we need to know. Oh, okay. You got rock bottom. Okay. That is from Sacred Earth. Now, that could mean a lot of things, because this lake is very, very deep. But yeah, I think that means something significant to this. Okay. And for your last oracle card, now this is from Soul's Journey. I use this with every one of my I use this with every one of my past life readings, okay? And you got relationship. So that makes sense, okay? It says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Now, this is the lesson learned, okay? So that actually makes a lot of sense. So the Four of Cups always tells us that although we have abundance, okay, in our lives, we see it as lack. We always see that we are lacking something. We cannot see what is right in front of us. We cannot see the perfection that we already have. And so we are always looking for more, okay? We always feel like we're not at where we want to be, where we can't recognize our own successes or our own, or be grateful or have gratitude for what we already have. And so this person, I believe, felt at rock bottom most of their lives, and was definitely the thing that was the main story of this person's life. Okay, this is the thing that they learned the most about. Okay, because the Six of Wands in reverse, if it was upright, it would be telling you about your successes. If you hadn't already had success, it was coming your way and it was blooming, it was blossoming, and you were, but it is in reverse. Okay. And then, of course, with the Four of Cups, you have rock bottom and relationships. So what I am seeing here and feeling, okay, is that you felt very lack in your relationships, most specifically, okay, that you did not seek out those that benefited you, okay, but that is a consequence of how you saw your life then, okay, that is a consequence of how you saw yourself then. And so because you saw yourself as lacking, because you saw yourself as sort of at the bottom, that is what you attracted to yourself. So the relationships that you had, not necessarily romantic in any way, shape, or form, just your relationships in general with other people, okay, that you saw yourself as lower than, less than, rock bottom, okay, and the relationships that you drew into yourself reflected that as well. And so it was a continuous struggle for you to ever see anything good happening in your life. And when it did come along, and it did, that you were unable to feel gratitude for it. This is the lesson that you learned in this life, okay? The lesson that this place taught you, okay, was that gratitude, okay, be grateful for the abundance that you have. The abundance water is always about flowing and overflowing and movement and abundance, okay? That you learned in this place that it's okay to be lonely, that it's okay to be alone, that it's okay to live on your own and not be lonely, that it's okay not to actually have to go outside of yourself and depend on those who will not feed your soul, okay, and that you can be alone. This is the lesson that you learned. And that you also learned that gratitude for what you already have, gratitude for what you have created for yourself, gratitude for you, okay, as opposed to anything else around you, fills your cup, okay, and fills your cup. That you've got all of this water around you, right? This crystal clear water, you can see right through it. It's like a mirror into your life, but you can't see it. All you see is cloudiness in front of you, a fog in front of you, and that is what happened in this lifetime. So the lesson learned, of course, was to carry into this lifetime with you that, yeah, I can see to the bottom of the lake and I can see clearly through everything. And I know that I am abundant in what I have and that I can appreciate myself. I can appreciate who I am, so much so that I will only bring people into my life who will benefit my soul, who will help me grow my soul, who will help me be better. This is the lesson you learned in this life. And you brought it into your next one, and then your next one. Or you need to be reminded of this, and this is why you chose this particular pile, okay? That you had figured this out at the end of your life, okay? But it was something that maybe you have forgotten, and that's why you were drawn back to pile 2, okay? Because you needed to hear it again. If you're feeling rock bottom, you need to pull yourself out of that. Now that is easier said than done. I know that. I do know that. But what I'm sharing with you is your own knowledge of you in a past life, okay? Yourself in a past life, saying, recognize yourself. Recognize the value in you. Don't do what I did, okay? See right through where you come from. This is what I learned. Now this may very well be something that in this place where you lived, right? This was normal. This is how people acted. This is how people interacted, okay? And this was what they did was they continued on with this because in this community, in this place where they lived, where they grew, that they, this was normal. This was normal behavior to act like this, to be humble, to be, see yourself as less than, maybe because others did as well, okay? So, what they want you to know here with this life is to recognize that you are good enough and being alone is okay. And that because you can be alone and feel proud of yourself, okay, of just being you and not be lonely, okay, and that you should only bring into your life those who will feed your soul. It's the lesson there. Wow, I just spit that right out at you guys. That came to me real quick. Yeah, that is definitely the lesson. Let me see if there's anything else that I would like to share. I'm really drawn to that moon. I don't know why. Something about it. I don't know what that is. That may mean something very important to you guys, the moon. Let me see if I can hear anything else, okay? Just real quick before we close it out. I don't think I'm hearing anything else. I think that was the message. Not feeling anything else. I feel it actually, this energy is pulled away. So yeah, that's why I'm not feeling anything else. Wow. Okay, this has been very, very interesting so far. Group 1 was really interesting as well. We're going to have to try this one again because this was really interesting. I love this idea of learning where you actually used to live in a past life. I think that's very cool. And all the lessons we can learn from that and what society was like, where we came from in a past life. I think that was very cool. All right, my friend, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I get to see you again next time. Bye. Hello, Group 3. How are you? So look what you got. My favorite place. Okay, so what's your favorite place? Okay, this one, they're letting you choose. Okay, they're letting you decide. So think about a place that you've always wanted to go to. Think of a place that you've always been drawn to. Think of, this is what they're asking you for, right? We talked about this at the intro. If you are feeling of some place that just pulls you in and you don't know why, okay, that's the place for you. So this is going to be individual for everybody who's watching this third one. That's very, very interesting. I love that. So think for a minute about which one that is, and we'll get to your cards, okay? Okay. Oh, I had these turned over. Sorry. Well, now you know what some of your cards are. So for the tarot, we have the Two of Cups. And the Sun. I love the Sun. I love the Sun card. So happy and fulfilled, you know? It's the warmth. It's the perfection. I love the Sun card. So we have the Two of Cups and we have the Sun card. This is a love one. This is about love because the Two of Cups is, of course, a love card. And as it's associated with the Sun, this is when you were the most in love. Whatever this favorite place is for you, wherever you're drawn to, wherever you think, you know, when you're thinking about what place on earth would I love to be right now? What place on earth has always drawn me in? It's because that's where you loved the most. I love that. Okay, and then for your oracle cards, we have, this was from Sacred Earth. I'll hold that right there for you, and then I'll read it to you. It says, slow and steady. Slow and steady. What does that mean? Let's find out. Slow and steady. You know, of course, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady. Okay, and finally from Soul's Journey, which I use in every single past life reading. Spirit really seems to love these cards. You have... Oh, what did I say? Love. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got the love card and it says, I count... what? Oh, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Oh, I love that. I practice seeing the good in all things. That's great. I love I love that you got the love card. My gosh. Okay, so this was your soul's journey. Wherever this favorite place of yours is, okay? This was your soul's journey. This is the place where you found love. This is the place where you found that love, okay? Not just soulmate love, but I mean like twin flame love. This was your love life, okay? So this place that you feel drawn to. This was where of all of your lifetimes, you had the most love, okay? Because you gave the most love, okay? You had it because you gave it, and the sun shone on it, okay? This was the life. So, wow, this is going to be so different for each of you guys, okay? So, depending on where you decide, right, that you feel the most drawn to around the world, like what is that place that you feel like, oh, I just know this place. I feel this sense of deja vu about this place. I feel this draw from my solar plexus, right? Then you have the sun here. I feel this connection, right? This burning connection to this place. It just seems like I've been there before. I just feel it. I've had dreams about it. I've been planning to go there for so long. I feel so much for this place. This is why, okay? Because this is the place where not only you received the most love, but you gave as well, okay? And slow and steady, I'm guessing that this was something that culminated over a lifetime, right? You started out in love and it only blossomed more as your life went on. This could be why I'm not feeling whether or not this is a male or female energy. This is just an energy, okay? So this is absolutely going to feel differently for all of you guys. That's why you have my favorite place card. That makes perfect sense now. I love it when that happens. My goodness. So yeah, I'm curious. I would very much, okay, this is where audience participation comes in. If you picked pile 3, okay, I need to know what it is, where it is that you are drawn to, okay? Share with us what that is, because this is the time of your life that you felt, that you knew, okay, the most love. Romantic, of course, but also that you gave the most love, and that's why you got it back, okay? So gosh, I feel like I should do a separate reading just for pile 3. I might do that. You guys let me know. Comment below, okay, if you want me to do a reading just for pile 3 group and see what I can find out about this past life and what this was, and see if that resonates for you guys. I would just be so super curious. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think, because this one is very unique in that all of you guys are going to have to decide for yourselves where the location is. This is something that is going to mean something to you very particularly. Okay, so audience participation, comment down below where you chose and whether or not you think I should do a separate reading just for group 3. That would be really interesting. I'd love to see what that is. Okay. It was a short one, I'm sorry, but this is going to have to be you guys filling in the blanks on this one. Sorry, because I'm not even getting a date on this. This is going to be vast, okay? This is going to be many different decades. I don't even know. And it's really going to depend on the individual person. So let me know where, and then you know what? If you tell me where, okay, then I'll try and tap into that energy for you guys and see if I can sense anything, okay? Wow, so it was very interesting too. Wow, all 3 of these have been, I can't wait to see what the next ones bring. All right, thanks guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 4. Welcome to your reading. So you remember that we are doing a wanderlust. We're looking to see where you came from in a past life and what that location taught you. And so you picked fairy circles, and that is in Africa. Very cool. Let me read it to you, okay? It says, I see magic everywhere. I look deeper for a solution. I am open to transforming myself. Curiosity is valuable to me. I like that. I like that a lot. So go ahead and look up the fairy circles. I think it was Namibia. So take a look at that. that may actually resonate for you. You may actually know all about that. So very interesting. So we have 2 tarot cards and we have a couple more oracle cards, and we'll see what the story is with that. Okay, your first card is the Empress. Very nice. You are an intuitive, that's for sure. I like that. Okay. And then we have, okay, 8 of Cups. That's very interesting. I think I know what's happening, but let me move on here. Oh, you guys got me stumped a little bit. Interesting. Okay. Your next oracle card. This comes from Sacred Earth, and it says, ride the wave. Yeah, this is about a big change. This is about a big change. Okay. And your final card, this is from Soul's Journey. And I always use these for my past life readings. I really enjoy this deck a lot. Freedom. Okay. I see where we're going. Hang on one second. I'll read this to you. It says, I possess the power and the freedom and the free will, the free will to create my own happiness. Okay. Oh, who were you? Who were you? It's very interesting. Okay, something shifted in this lifetime, okay? Something severely shifted in this lifetime. And you sort of went with the wind, okay? You went with the wind with it. You went along and you adapted. There was some sort of massive change here. I feel like you were very much, gosh, you may have even been a sort of high priestess type of person, okay, or a high priest. You have the Empress card here, so it's very much about being intuitive, about being an intuitive. You have the fairy circles. This may have meant, okay, that just hit me. So yes, okay, wow, okay, so yes, you absolutely lived around there. And they were very important to you and to the people around you in your community and your group of people that you lived with around there, and that you were some sort of high priestess type of person, or high priest, okay, that lived around these fairy circles, and there was a religion of sorts based around them, and you were a part of that. But something shifted. Something changed, and you had to leave. That's what the Eight of Cups tells us. You had to leave in order to continue with your practices. Now, this was some sort of upheaval. I can't tell you what that is just yet. That forced you to leave your home, but you took your beliefs with you, and you rode that wave of change, okay? You rode that wave of forced change upon you, and you blossomed with it. You just took it in its stride that you were free, and that you could go where you needed to, and that you could take your beliefs with you, and that it was not necessary for you to have to be around the fairy circles to have your beliefs, and that you left in order to keep them, in order to keep yourself as you are, in order to be free, in order to feel free to believe as you choose, as you chose. Goodness. Yeah. Something absolutely forced you to pick up your life and move, and you blossomed for it, okay? But it was thrust upon you for sure. I believe that this was something very important to you. So I really believe that you in this lifetime were some sort of hierarchy in this religious practice. Okay. I wish I could tell you what it was. I wish I could understand it, but it definitely centers around these fairy circles. They say that these fairy circles, tradition says that they were put there by the gods and goddesses when they came to visit. Okay. And that these fairy circles are the result of that. They're perfect circles, and then they're surrounded by really lush grasses, and that it's said that the gods and goddesses put them there. So this may have been, for certain, it was a very spiritual place, and that you were probably higher up in that spiritual practice somehow. Okay, that's why you have the Empress card here. But that you were definitely thrust upon moving. So what is the lesson that you learned from this place, from the fairy circles? The lesson that you learned is you can take your beliefs, you can take your way of being, and you can go anywhere and keep it with you and be free in the knowledge and in your soul, knowing that you can practice your belief wherever you are. It doesn't have to be that you are there standing in front of the fairy circles. It can be that you have taken them anywhere and you still thrived by holding on to your beliefs and by carrying them with you wherever it is that you had to go to. That is for sure. That you thrived, even though this change was pushed on you, even though you were driven out of your place, the fairy circles. That's for sure. That you basically rode the wave and went with the punches, and you came out of it with all of your beliefs intact, and that nobody can take that from you. You can take somebody's purse, right? But you can't take their thoughts. And that's the lesson that you learned. That no matter what's taken from you, if your land is taken from you and you are forced to leave it, that others can do that to you, but they can never take away your thoughts. They can never take away your beliefs. They can never take away what your soul tells you is right. Oh, wow. That is definitely the lesson you learned in this one. Wow. Sorry, my nose is running. That happens sometimes when I channel. Let me see if I'm getting anything else for this, okay? I feel a sense of sadness, but not, because you were a very, very strong person with true beliefs, okay? Like your beliefs were a part of your soul. They were intertwined, okay? And no matter what happened, they were never going to take that away from you. And you thrived with the knowledge of that. That you rode whatever came along. And you did it with your beliefs intact. And you kept them with you. That is for sure. I feel a little bit sad about it, but then not, because I can tell that this person was not, their faith, their beliefs, their religious beliefs, their souls are telling them, you cannot take this from me. I am this, and you cannot take it from me. So I am, but I'm not. It's very interesting. Very strong, very, very strong person. Very strong. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, let me see if I'm getting anything else from this location and this lifetime. Bear with me for just a minute. Yeah. I don't see anything else, you guys. And I'm not hearing anything else. I just have this overwhelming feeling of peace. That's what it is. That's the word I was looking for. You are at peace with this. No matter how hard it was. That's amazing, you guys. That's remarkable. Not many people can do that. So that's definitely the lesson you learned and the one that you carried along, and maybe even the one you need to be reminded of now. And that's why you chose group 4. Could very well be. Wow, these have all been so interesting. I really appreciate you guys letting me do this for you. I love doing this. And I hope I get to see you next time. I hope that helped. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 5. Welcome to your reading. So these have been really interesting, you guys. They've been a little bit draining too, my goodness, because I'm just feeling so much different energy. It's amazing. But you guys got Magnetic North Pole. Let me read that to you, okay? It says, I am flexible, but consistent. I am magnetic. I know my purpose, my own true north. Wow, I said that with conviction. Okay, that's going to mean something because I was really this, that, and the other thing, and take this and that. Let me get that out of the way. I'm move this over here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you are like, this is how it is, and that's that, and so forth. So, did you live at the North Pole? Maybe not, but you might have lived very close to it. Very close to it. But let's see where we're going here, okay? But that is very much the emotion that I got from that card as I was reading it was like, this is how it is. This is how it's done. I'm telling you right now, that's what it is. So we'll see what your other cards say. We've got 2 tarot and 2 more oracle cards. So our first tarot card is the Mother of Swords. Okay, well, that makes sense. Stern Mom. This is how it is, and I'm telling you how you're going to do it. Okay, that's Stern Mom. I always say that the Father of Swords is Stern Dad, and the Mother of Swords is definitely Stern Mom. She is the, this is how it's going to get done, okay? So, and your second tarot card is, the 4 of Pentacles. Balance. Oh, that's interesting. Look. North, south, east, and west. Okay. That's the very first thing I thought of when I heard this. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's move on to your oracle cards, and then we'll go through the whole story. As you guys know, there's always a wholeness to this. Okay. Coming apart. Okay. What is the number on this? This has drawn me to it. Number 46. Coming apart. All right. And from the Soul's Journey deck, this is something that I use with every single one of my past life readings. I just really enjoy these. It's what your soul learned. Envy. Okay, let's read that. It says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Okay. Wow, this is a lesson. Okay. This is a lesson learned. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. When you think about a magnet, right? Because we have a lot about sort of, especially as I was feeling this card when it first came out. This is definitely about, it's hard to pull a magnet apart. Am I right? You have to sort of twist it out of shape to get it to come apart. And that's really what I'm feeling with this, that coming apart, that actually happened to you at some point. And it happened, okay, it happened because you lost faith in, your community. Why did I hear that? What does that mean, Spirit? You were pulled apart. Being a tight community, right? Being a tight community. The 4 of Pentacles can also be a warning, but it's balance, right? North, south, east, and west. It's balance. But you lost faith in your community somehow. Maybe it was an envy you were feeling or somebody was feeling towards you. And you're sort of magnetic, you're sort of really tightly knit, really pulled together community, right? Of the stern mom and all of these peoples that held together because they had to. They had to be knitted together, okay, in order to survive. Yes, is that right? Yes. And at some point you pulled apart this sort of really strong bond that you had. Envy worked its way in somehow. Envy worked its way into your community somehow. So this wasn't just about you. This was about the entire community, okay? Envy worked its way in and threw everybody out of balance because your magnets came apart, okay? Your collective holding each other up, okay, came apart. And you came out of balance. This is the lesson that you learned in this place, okay? In this community, in this place where you came from. This is the lesson you learned, is that this is the lesson that your community, where you came from, okay? This is the lesson you learned from this place, is that if you do not stick together with those who are most important to you, with those that you need to survive, okay? When that group breaks up for whatever reason, you know, something falls in, works its way in, needles its way into your life, into your lives, into your community, that it can pull apart a community very easily. And this is something that you learned, okay? This is the lesson you learned in this life, is how fragile it can actually be, no matter how strong and how imbalanced you think you are, how strong you believe yourself to be, right? How stern and forthright and I know how everything is supposed to be, and this is how it works, and this is what you should do. That if something wiggles its way in there, right? Envy is one of the deadly sins, right? That it will pull you apart. This is the lesson you learned in this particular lifetime, in this particular place. And this has to do with community more than you lived at the North Pole, okay? But that I do really strongly believe that this was a very far northern type of community, that you're probably right on the edge of the North Pole, that you're like Norway or something like that, okay? Very far north, may even have been within the range of the North Pole, but that you depended greatly on each other, okay, for survival, and that it pulled you apart. Something came in that pulled you guys apart, that ruined this community, that pulled apart this community. And it seems to me that envy was the thing, and that this is the lesson that you learned. I'm getting a sore, like my throat's kind of sore. So I think this may have something to do with this particular person's death. When I channel a past life, it is usually the last day of their life. Okay, so whoever this person is, this would be the last day of their life, and I think it had something to do with their throat. An illness of some kind that had to do with their throat. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back in line here, okay? But this is what you learned. And so this is a lesson that if you were drawn to this pile, that you need to be either reminded of, that's why you're being told this. You need to be reminded of this. This is somehow applying to your current life, okay? It's something that you learned after, right? That this is what happens when you don't support each other, especially amongst those that you need to survive. And you let that sort of sin come in, that deadly sin of envy come in, that it can tear you apart. That's the lesson that you guys, my throat is really bothering me. Wow. I know I'm not getting sick, so yeah, that's what I'm feeling from this particular life. So what I would say is, in conclusion here, that's the lesson that you learned, but more importantly, what this lifetime is trying to reconvey to you, okay? Trying to reignite in your higher self the remembrance of that, to remember that about yourselves, to remember that about community, Of course, we don't necessarily need that right now, right? We don't necessarily depend on each other solely for survival in the freezing wilderness, right? But it can be applied, stretched, and reimagined to our lives right now. So that's very important, I think. That's definitely the message they want to share with you again. Okay? And it's definitely the message of this lifetime for you. And that's what you learned, and that you need to carry it into this life. My goodness, all of these have been so different. So different. I can't, it's just, wow. It just amazes me. I hope that resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that meant something for you. If you have any questions, let me know for sure. This was a very unique one. I like this one a lot. Well, I've loved them all. They've all been just amazing. But tarot never ceases to amaze me anyway. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I get to see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Today. Okay, so you chose Magdalena Bay, Baja. And that, of course, is in Mexico. One of my favorite places on earth. I love Mexico. Been many, many times. If you haven't been, you have to, because there's nothing like it. And I know what I'm talking about. I have been all over the world, and I love Mexico. Oh, enough about me. Sorry. This has been very interesting. And group 6, even more interesting because you got 2 cards for the Oracle of Sacred Earth, whereas everybody else got 1. And there is always 1 pile that happens for. You're it today. So we're going to start with your Oracle card, or with your tarot cards, and then we'll get into those Oracle cards, okay? So your first one is, what does that say? Oh, the World. Very cool. The World card. All right, we'll put that right there. See if I'm, yeah, okay. I'm getting excited now. Okay, what's your next one? Let's see. The Father of Pentacles. Okay. Ooh. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. I feel a very strong feeling of super success, but it's very calm. What? Okay, all right, let's keep going. This is from Sacred Earth, and your first card is Movement. Okay. Remember, we have 2 of these, so I'm going to squeeze this in here somehow. Movement. And your second one, Gentle Gardener. Huh. Okay. I'll put that right there. Okay. Okay, and your final card. Now this is from Soul's Journey. I use it every time I do a past life reading. So let's see what that says. And we have Failure. Okay. Okay. This is the life lesson that this journey of this soul learned. But I get a very, very strong feeling that you were very, very successful. And so I think that failure was life lesson for you, and that you, why do I feel like you traveled a lot. You traveled a lot. You journeyed a lot. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Whatever this was, okay. Whatever this profession was, okay, you traveled a lot with it, but then you always came home again. And you failed. You did. You failed a few times, but when you completed your life, right, we have the World here. We have the Father of Pentacles. You were very successful. But when you did, you saw every failure as an achievement. You saw every failure as an achievement because it elevated you, right, to the next spot. Okay. It elevated you to the next place. And so you didn't see it so much as a failure as you saw it as a stepping stone to the next place. You definitely, definitely traveled with whatever this talent was that you had, whatever this business was that you had. You were very successful at it. And it's interesting. I don't think that this was very long ago. I'm getting this feeling. It wasn't very long ago, this particular lifetime that we're talking about. Okay. Now, is that going to apply to you? Maybe not. But this one particular one that has the message in it for you. Okay. For sure, you came from Mexico somewhere. Okay. Probably in the Baja Peninsula somewhere. But the lesson was that no matter how much you failed, you saw it as a success because it took you to the next level and brought you to being the Father of Pentacles and brought your world into completion, right? It brought you into a full circle, brought you full circle into your success, okay? And so it meant it was important to you, okay, that you had the failures. In fact, you almost looked forward to them, knowing that they were going to teach you something that would make you even better, that would make your life even better, that would grow you even more, that would make you even more successful, okay? So any of this you saw as an important stepping stone in who you were, okay? A movement forward. Every failure pushed you forward to the next level, pushed you, stepped you forward, kept you going. And like I said, I think you even looked forward to them because you didn't verbalize it. Boy, I hope I fail at this. No, you knew that some things would fail, but that it would bring you even more success because you would learn from that. That is very cool. Okay. That is a very interesting, very important lesson to learn in life, is that each thing you do is a stepping stone into your next part of your life. And I can see here that you were very almost zen about it. Okay. That you were very calm about that like it didn't fluster you at all. And that's how you were so successful, because you didn't get flustered about those sorts of things. You were very calm about this happening. And again, I'm getting travel a lot. I just keep saying it and thinking it, that travel, whatever this was that you did for a living, you took it and shared it with the world. Okay. And people really sought you out for this work that you did. So that's very cool. So hang on. I'm sorry. I'm hearing something. Hang on a second. What is this? I just heard salt and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. I don't know why I just heard salt. I think that had something to do with the work that this person did. I feel this very strongly. This was a male. This was a male energy for sure. But that doesn't mean anything, okay? It just happens to be that in this lifetime and this lesson that you learned. This doesn't necessarily mean this was your job, okay? This doesn't necessarily mean this is you, but it's definitely the message, the lesson that was learned. But I think for sure you came from that region of Mexico, for sure, at some point in your life, for sure. And there's the message there. I guarantee you in the middle of the night tonight, I'll figure out what the salt meant, but it definitely meant something to this particular person, to this particular lifetime. I don't know what it is. I'm not getting it. Sorry, guys. I tell you what, if it comes to me, I will come back and share that with you. Sometimes when I do a download information, it takes hours for it to trickle out. Sometimes it'll just shoot right up to my consciousness, into the front of my consciousness, and I'll just know what it is. But I can't seem to get it right now. I will definitely let you guys know. That's weird. Sorry, that hasn't happened to me in a long time where I got stumped. Oh, I'm trying so hard to find it for you guys. Okay, now I'm seeing fabric. What? Oh boy. I'm going to have to get back to you, group 6. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. I will tell you that the message here is very clear. What you learned living in this place in Mexico, being of this lifetime, is that you learned that failure is your friend and that it will benefit you in the end, and you will become the King of Pentacles if you embrace it. Go ahead, embrace that failure. It leads you to the next place. It puts movement into your life so you can come full circle. It's a beautiful message I think we can all hear, and something that your life taught you then and you need to be reminded of now. I hope that helped. I hope you enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed doing all of these. They're very, very different and interesting. And I hope I get to see you again next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Hello, group 7, my extra group. I was only planning on doing 6, and then the 7th one came out, and I asked, and they're like, yes, you need to do 7. So if you chose 7, you got Lake Wanaka, and this is in New Zealand. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. I think it's so beautiful. But let's see, and let me read it to you. It says, peace begins with me. I choose to be peaceful. I am peaceful. I love that. Look at the image on that card. I love it. I think I just want to go to the beach really badly. Okay, so I would assume that in your past life, you definitely came from that region. If it wasn't New Zealand, it was Australia, definitely somewhere in that region, but may have very well just have been that you came from New Zealand at some point. So if you've ever felt really drawn to that area like I have, yeah, this might actually be for me. Well, maybe I'll share in this with you guys. I don't know. Okay, so we have 2 tarot cards, and we have a couple of different oracles, so we'll go through those right now, and we'll see what the message is about this particular lifetime. Let's move this closer to you. There you go. And your first card is, okay, the 9 of Swords. Okay. Okay. And your next card is the Tower. Okay. Well, the 9 of Swords talks about difficulties, shadow aspects, failures. Okay. Let's see what your next cards say. That should tell us more, okay? This is from Sacred Earth, and it says, oh, it says, heal the ouch. Ow. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Oh, goodness, you guys. That's where the peace comes in, huh? I can be my own peacemaker. Heal the ouch. Okay, and from Soul's Journey, I love this deck. I use it for every single one of my past life readings, and this is generally the message you learned, okay? And this one is self-esteem. Okay, that makes sense. You needed to heal your ouchie. Oh, goodness, you guys. Okay, so remember, this is the lesson that you learned in this lifetime, in this place, okay? The lesson that you learned from your community and being in this lifetime, in this particular place, and that's something that you learned, okay? It was definitely a struggle. And in fact, it wasn't just in your head, okay? Something fell apart. That is for sure, okay? And you had to heal, and you had to heal yourself, and you had to bring yourself back from that tower moment and that struggle and that sort of shadow aspect of yourself. And understand, let me read this to you. Let me read this self-esteem card to you, because this will help for you to understand it. It says, I possessed gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Okay, so that's the lesson that you learned about self-esteem, that your gifts, the magnificent being that you are, you possess the gifts to help not just yourself, but others, right? And that's where your self-esteem comes from. It comes from you being able to help yourself and to help others grow through your lessons, which is exactly what's happening here. Okay, well, that makes perfect sense. That worked out. But it was definitely something that you had to heal yourself from, whatever this was. Right now, I can't sense what that is. It may have been, I heard community. Okay. Let me see. And bear with me, guys. Let me see if I'm hearing anything. Title. I did title. Okay. It was lost. I heard it was lost. Okay. So what does this mean? I think that you had sort of a fall from you had a sort of high position of some kind, and you had a fall from that, and you had to heal. And I think it might have been a low self-esteem issue, but the lesson that you learned was self-esteem. That I think that you had, for sure, the Nine of Swords talks about conflict. It talks about inner conflict. It talks about shadow work. It talks about shadows of your own soul, okay? And struggles. And the Tower, in relation to it, shows the sort of falling down of that, okay? The crumbling away of that. And I think that there was a lot of healing that you did, right? Heal the ouch. That I think there was a lot of healing that you did. And in the end, you understood why it was that this happened to you. And it brought you peace. And it brought you understanding of yourself. And that maybe you were pushing yourself too hard to be something that everyone expects of you to be, or expected you to be, because of this title that you carried. Okay? And this title of I'm this thing, I'm this person, I'm this hierarchy, and that you learned the lesson of how easily that can crumble down, and that you had to heal yourself from that and be peaceful in it. And yeah, the lesson of this lifetime is self-esteem. Understand that self-esteem is about knowing your value, but moreover, sharing that value with others, okay, in a positive manner, in a positive way that benefits everybody. That's definitely what you learned. I do see that there was some kind of hierarchy, and that you fell from grace. You fell from the top, right? Because I don't know what happened. I really couldn't tell you. But there was some title that you were holding, and you lost it. It was within your own shadow work, apparently, okay? But that's the lesson learned in this lifetime, in this location, that peace was learned from that experience. And the lesson of self-esteem was learned from that experience. So it wasn't a value. It was a valuable experience to have, no matter how much it hurt. Yeah, for sure. That's what it was. Goodness, let me see if I'm hearing anything else. Let's pull this a little bit closer for you guys. I'm going to see if I'm hearing anything else, okay? Just give me 1 second. Bear with me for a second. I heard walk the line. I don't know. Maybe you felt like, maybe this lifetime felt like they had to walk a certain line of this position. And they kind of did things they maybe wouldn't have otherwise done in order to follow along where they were expected to go, whatever this title was. And they slipped and fell off of the line. And that's what brought them to this fall that in the end really benefited them. In the end, it was painful, that is for sure. There was a lot of ouch there, but it benefited you in the end. I think that that's the lesson that they want you to know for this lifetime. That conformity, if it doesn't feel right for you, if it doesn't resonate for your self-esteem, if it doesn't resonate with you saying, I'm more valuable than this, I don't have to fulfill this need of what other people think of me. That's the lesson that you need to hear, so that you don't get your own ouchie too, and don't have your own tower moment, that you stand strong knowing who you are, and that you don't have to bend to fulfill other people's ideas of what shoes you should be wearing. Okay, is the story here. That's the message. Very interesting. I have have to tell you, all of these have been interesting. If you've been drawn to another one of these, I would love to know which ones you were drawn to. They have all been very different. Oh my goodness, very different. But I enjoyed them very, very much. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I get to see you next time. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.